Hey, what's up, everybody? Welcome back to yet another episode of your favorite podcast, Point Forward. I'm Andre Iguodala here with my main man, Evan Turner. A lot to talk about today. Before we start, please be sure to follow us on all platforms where you listen to your podcast at Point Forward. Same goes for our social media handles as well. Point Forward is sponsored by DraftKings. Stay tuned because you'll hear more about DraftKings and all it has to offer throughout the show. DraftKings, the crown is yours.
Point Forward.
As we jump into our DraftKings second round has begun and the odds of who will come out in advance. But first things first, you got some interesting matchups. Who's your favorite as we get out the first round on both sides, East and West?
I think my favorite matchup got to be that everybody else is watching, the Timberwolves versus Denver Nuggets. I think our boy Black Trey tweeted Anthony Edwards plays basketball today. So he tweeted at Drake and Kendrick, like, yo, keep it, you know what I mean? Like, let's keep it low key until he's done playing and then take it from there. But I think that's the biggest matchup right now. Anytime you're looking at the defending champions and you look at, perennial all-star and arguably, the league MVP, right now they're down as we speak, down 0-1 at home, and they're playing tonight again. I feel as though we're trying to see. I want to see, if this win. I feel if the Timberwolves can win, I feel as though they might have a chance to win a championship.
Yo, they playing at a high level, man.
And if Porzingis doesn't come back with the Celtics, and his knee is messed up, like, you know what I mean? Like, that's tough, man. And Jaden McDaniels, this is the wild card. After Jaden McDaniels leaving that series versus KD, not saying lock them up, but, like, come on, bro. Who else are you seeing along that way? And shout out to Tatum, but, like, that Jaden McDaniels KD matchup, I believe, will get him prepped for everything else throughout the way.
Yeah, it just gave him the confidence that he needed. And he's playing with a higher confidence on the offensive end as well. He looks a lot different offensively. Like, he's attacking, like when he's picking his spots. And I think they just have a really balanced unit. Everyone understands and embraces their role. I don't think people understand the importance of just embracing your role. And they had that across the board. Like, I think they finally settled in as who's their best player. Yeah. But then they've also settled in as, we need other guys to step up and be themselves. So Cat is able to still be himself, but still it's like there's no competition from within, it feels like. And I think Conley's doing a hell of a job. You see him speaking. You see him speaking about Ant is finally starting to get it. Like, he can understand how he can control the game on both ends. And I think that's what's setting Ant apart from a lot of guys. Is now he's guarding Murray this series. And, one of my favorite games this regular season was the Timberwolves. It was in Minnesota versus Celtics. Yeah. And just his defensive presence late in the game, guarding Tatum and Brown. Like, I was just like, this kid's just different. And so it's going to be a really good series. I think Denver's going to respond like champs are supposed to, but I think this is going to be an amazing series, and I'm looking forward to it.
And you want to know what makes me most impressed, I guess, with game one or getting me hype is how Anthony Edwards is going up against Aaron Gordon. And Aaron Gordon is such a great defender. He gave Brown a lot of problems last series. And right now you see game one, he went straight for 43. And it's like, well, shoot, if they can't corral, that defense can't corral him right now, man, it's going to be downhill from here.
And I see where the MJ comparisons come in, because when MJ had a smaller guy on him, he would take him to the block. And then when MJ had a bigger guy on him, he knew how to get him off the dribble, just get him on his heels and be able to pull up or go past him. And I think I saw the same thing with Ant. When he had a smaller defender on him or he had KCP on him, he was taking him to the post. Like, he'd do a turnout into a small post and just give him a little bit of his body, create space, and just turn and shoot over him. And then when you saw Aaron Gordon guarding him, it was a bink. It was come have this dance on the perimeter, and your foot speed ain't what it need to be to get there.
I'm wondering, bro, because we always say great players really set the tone for, like, obviously Steph Curry changed the game, you know what I mean? Before that, you had guys like MJ change the game, or you had them really set the tone with 3 levels of scoring and going back to that. You think Devin Booker did a little bit when he went on the route to make it to the championship, but didn't really win. But you think if AE keeps it up, he'll bring back the level of you need to have all three levels of scoring like Anthony Edwards. So post up, mid range. Remember back in 2012, 2013, when you were going to go visit, or I was meeting with new coaches, it was like, am I going to get post ups? And that was the year they started taking it out the game, and every coach is like, nah, I don't see my guards posting up. I don't see this. What you mean, a mismatch? No, I don't see us taking advantage of it. But do you understand what I'm saying? And that was when you talk about like having one dominant player, or you look at like the Lukas, you look at the Tatums, you look at the James Hardens, unbelievable. But then when you look at like all three levels, they don't necessarily always score at all three levels. But imagine how dominant they would be if they did. Could you imagine James Harden posting up a little guard? If he wanted to clear out a whole sideline, he would be going to the free throw line in his prime 20 times that night. You know what I mean? And mostly playing like a championship big. But, shout out to the 10 threes a game guys. So.
But it's coming back. I think what they're realizing is, size does matter. You can pause that if you would like. But I'm saying I give a lot of credit to a guy that gets a lot of flack. Rudy Gobert's presence in game one was like that.
Yeah.
And the two bigs on the floor is looking like it's beneficial. Or it's kind of like the chess match to go up against the Denver Nuggets. It's because that lob threat. And so they can switch. Him or Cat can guard or can put their body in front of Jokic. I'm not saying stop. But then on those pick and rolls with Gobert playing in between, he's taking away the easy shot and he's taking away the lob. Like he blocked the lob and it was almost like a 2-on-1. And I was like, whoa, it's just a different look. And so that complete game is coming back, I feel like. And go ahead.
And it also allows – when you have Gobert and he's getting in foul trouble, you no longer have your superstar Cat getting in foul trouble. So how many playoff games did you leave and you be like, man, Cat's in foul trouble because he's trying to guard the big man, then do this and a third. Like now you got to worry about Gobert in the paint, and then you take him out every blue moon, you got to worry about Cat lighting his ass up. Like, you know what I mean? Paul.
And well, I don't know if we can say Rudy is questionable tonight, but this ain't coming out till Wednesday.
Yeah, because he got his kid, right?
He got his kid, man. Fuck them kids. And you can put that on. You can put that on wax. I'm talking about everybody, my kids too. No, I'm playing, but no, it's coming back though. That because you talk about Shea, he'll put you on a block as well, and he'll put you on a block as well, and so it's coming back. JT obviously is block work. Luka obviously is block work, and I really feel like it's going to come back. That mid-range is going to come back. The mid-range is really going to come back where you can get like when you got a center that's dominant on the post. Now, Jokic is a dominant center, but he can play, the way he passes the ball. He throws you in a trick bag, but it's on the way. You're going to take the best shot. The elbow shots is what's going to come back. That's what's going to come back first, the elbow shot.
Yeah. I was in a group chat. They were talking about it's just one of those hypothetics. They were like, pick one, start one, bench one, cut one. And it was between Tatum, Luka Doncic, and Anthony Edwards. So clearly, obviously I did JT, Luka, and Anthony. Most of my group chat was doing AE and everybody else fall in line. But I'm sitting down, I'm like, don't forget how Luka hooping right now. Like, Buddy walked through the whole Clippers team. He had a bad 25-9-9 one night and said he needed to help Kyrie and just went dumb from there.
Thank you for mentioning that. Thank you for mentioning that.
So I be sitting there, I'm like, don't trip, bro. And then even Tatum said, Tatum been doing it, like, it's almost getting boring. Like, we're almost like at the point of being like, you gonna win a chip yet? That's how many Eastern Conference Finals he done been to. And then shit, like I just said, bro, Luka just had a year of going for 73, 50s, 60s. You know what I mean? The second highest point, assist, rebound, combination since fucking Kareem Abdul-Jabbar. You know what I mean? So,
but the God is back. Kyrie Irving, the God is back.
Yeah. And he was locked in. He almost looked like finals locked in defensively. He was guarding Harden a lot of stuff, G. A lot. He was doing a lot.
Yeah,
he was doing a lot. I don't know, G. Shout out to Halliburton for how he's playing because they went into a crazy battle with the Bucks, so I can understand in 17 and 10 games where, you just might have to just grind it out. So snaps to him, but like, come on, man, nigga, I do not
was it the
see you in
Bucks?
Paris. I don't want to see you in Paris, dog. Give your spot up to Kyrie so we can just do our thing. I'm being dead serious, G, because everybody want to see that shit, bro. But shout out to, but I will give his credit. We were talking to Mike Wilbon, and he was speaking like, you need the others. And last Olympics, Halliburton did step up and do the other things. He wasn't on the ball the whole time. He had a couple games where he hit 4 threes. He just played an all-around selfless game. And I think he'd be one of those guys that can really step in and try to help out the most he could. But Kyrie's just, man, come on, bro. Like 3 or 4 years and 90, 50, 40 is crazy, bro.
So now that we are complete with the first round, we are in the second round. The conference semis, DraftKings odds and their futures. Boston Celtics still taking the top spot at a plus 115. Denver Nuggets follow that up with a plus 425. Minnesota plus 550. OKC plus 850. Dallas at a plus 900. New York at a plus 1100. Indiana at a plus 5,000. And Cleveland, which had a great 7-game series versus Orlando Magic at a plus 8,000. Finals MVP odds as well. Tatum still takes the top spot by a considerable margin at plus 170. Then comes Jokic plus 450. Then comes Ant plus 650. Then Shea plus 900. Jalen at a plus 1,100, as well as Brunson plus 1,100 as well. Interesting that Dallas does not have anyone in the top 6, 7 of the odds.
Point. Forward.
The NBA playoffs are heating up, and so is the action at DraftKings Sportsbook, an official sports betting partner of the NBA. With same-game parlays, live betting, odds boost, and so much more, don't miss out as the NBA postseason winds down. And if you're new to DraftKings, you got to check this out. New customers bet $5 to get $150 in bonus bets instantly. Download the DraftKings Sportsbook app now and use code POINTFORWARD. That's code POINTFORWARD for new customers to get $150 in bonus bets when you just bet $5. Only on DraftKings. The crown is yours.
Gambling problem? Call 1-800-GAMBLER, or in West Virginia, visit www.1800gambler.net. In New York, call 877-8-HOPE-NY or text HOPE-NY 467-369. In Connecticut, help is available for problem gambling. Call 888-789-7777 or visit ccpg.org. Please play responsibly. On behalf of Boot Hill Casino and Resort in Kansas. 21 plus, age varies by jurisdiction. Void in Ontario. Bonus bets expire 168 hours after issuance. See dkng.co/bball for eligibility and deposit restriction terms and responsible gaming resources.
Point. Forward.
We said Pat Riley about Jimmy Butler. That's a harsh nigga, man. I wonder how Pat Riley is with his wife. That nigga cold. He cold and he say what he say, boy. Like, but Jimmy Butler, playoff Jimmy was a whole thing. Damn, he missed one. Like, shit. You can't, like.
He don't play.
He don't play around. Nah, that's you talk about accountability for your ass, big dog. He said he should keep his mouth shut if he ain't playing. I'm damn, folks. Second I get back, I'm on your ass, Skip. Second I will see you like late September when I come back. Don't talk to James Butler. That was crazy.
So, Eben speaking on Pat Riley on his season-ending press conference in regards to Jimmy Butler. And so Jimmy made some comments saying, if he was playing, for sure, Boston would be at home. That's what he said. Boston would be at home, and for damn sure, the Knicks would be going home. And so it was an interesting conversation. He had a comment during the game. I think it was Game 3 versus Boston, where he said, we're going to go up 2-1, and then I'll be back, and we're going to finish them off. Something along those lines. And so obviously Boston took care of business favorably throughout the rest of the series. And Pat's season-ending press conference, he said, quote, "If you're not on the court playing, you should keep your mouth shut," end quote. And so that's was Heat President Pat Riley gave on his take of Miami's year and what might happen next for the organization. And then obviously those comments were geared towards Butler's supposedly they're saying antics while trolling the Celtics. And Pat didn't sound too happy. He sounded very annoyed, to put it lightly, on his sentiments. And so I'm saying, put yourself in both shoes, both individuals, situation.
Yeah, for one, what Jimmy said for sure. What he say? If I was playing, he has sent the Celtics home numerous times to the point where it almost looked like a sweep. You know what I mean? Or you even do the Knicks. You sit down as, one of the top players in the league. You're like, well, shit, if, like we say, and there's no diss to Jalen or anybody, but I think he feels confident in the Jimmy Butler versus Jalen Brunson head-to-head matchup as well. You know what I mean? With this team. I guess where it's coming down to next, where you always say, well, shoot, if there's a possibility he does that, there's a possibility he always has you in playoff contention.
Yes.
Or, in finals contention.
Yes.
Like that literally. Because I'm not, I'm not the biggest Jimmy Butler fan, but when I'm sitting here, it's like, nah, that's facts. So now at very least you're looking at a top 4 finish and a Larry Bird award that he's playing an option into with going to the finals again. Mm-hmm. So now when you're coming down to that, it's like, well, shit, if he's playing you in the top 4 every year, do you sign that? Or do you take a break and be like, man, let me trade this off and restart everything? Because at the end of the day, I feel where Pat might be coming from. We have one whole max contract to trying to see if Jimmy can do it. Now he's going into his latter years. And although you have us in top 4, it's like the Skip Saunders thing or Coach Saunders thing from Detroit. It's like, well, shit, we pretty much are stuck at the last step. We stuck at the last rung. Like, you good, but are you championship good? You tried it 4 or 5 times. We understand you get us over the hurdle, get us into position, but can you win it? And now he's going to be garnering a crazy, crazy deal, right? Extension?
Yeah, just like you can get extension 2 for like 60 per year, and it's exactly.
Bro,
and
you basically gave an invested in Evan Turner could get $60 million per year. That's basically what that nigga can get.
Yeah. They said
so the person that
and the numbers on the TV deal. The numbers they're reporting on the TV deal are crazy. I can't.
I think this is what bothers me, and it don't bother me because you get your money, bro. There's only 4 dudes that look like $60 million a year.
I'm not in my position. I can't.
All right, no, and that's real. Don't bring it up. And I'm just saying, like $60 million. Like if Jimmy can get $60 million a year and Kyrie can't play for Team USA, what are we doing, dog? Like shout out to the Pacers, but shit, are we gonna be seeing this hype fest? You have to find one more person to make up for $45 million a year, 17 and 8 Halliburton for the next 3 or 4 years. You know what I mean? So let's just keep moving on.
No. Because I wanted to, touch on that a little bit. I think you would, I understand where you're coming from. And it's coming from Pat Riley's side and where he's come from. I mean, the man's been in the finals every decade going back to the 70s, right?
That is crazy, yeah.
And has had a lot of success. And for a team that's been in the play-in 2 consecutive years. Years.
Yeah, that's OD, yeah. You can't forget that. Now, and sometimes, too, a lot of teams, but we made the play-in games. It's like, nigga, you was a 10th. Like, you know what I mean?
Right.
Like, even like the Bulls saying play-in games, and it's like, dog, like, y'all shouldn't. Bulls and Hawks literally gave up the play-in game. But whatever. Just keep going. But you're right. You're right about that. The play-in game.
And Pat doesn't believe in tanking. He doesn't believe in rebuilding. He believes in being competitive year in, year out, no matter who's on the roster. And I think that speaks volumes to Spo and what he's had to deal with in the matchups. Because I think a lot of people, because I hope it wasn't a disrespect to the Heat players, because they were saying, Spo can take, some plumbers, some office max managers and still a playoff game. And it's not a knock on the players, but
they said they said 2 people from the group chat, and he's gonna get you in position to win a playoff game. You're right about that.
Yeah, and he's not. And I think we're more looking at the roster that he's been handed with the injuries, and so with this guy out, that guy out. I think Tyler was out, and then Duncan back was out. He can only play limited minutes in the playoffs, and then Jaime was out. The rookie was out. Yeah, like he had to deal with a lot, and so. So I'm interested to see the summer, you're having a lot of conversations. Like there's always conversations of what moves teams should make once they're eliminated. Obviously, we've seen it with Philly. We've seen it with the Clippers. Obviously, we're seeing it with the Lakers. We'll tap into that. And, Miami and the Sixers, we have a lot of conversation who goes where. Orlando has a Mike slot and their priorities there. New Orleans, they're talking about not giving Brandon Ingram an extension. Like they thinking about moving on from him, which I was like, whoa. Now I'm thinking like you. You're saying one guy's worth 60 and this guy's not worth.
Bro, Brandon Ingram. Yeah, Brandon Ingram in his position of wings is like top 5 pound for pound. It's not even a joke. Like, if he was more of like an enigma or like even more of like a problem off the court, like say if he's a Kelly Oubre, he'd be way more appreciated in regards to personality. I've never met somebody show up, do his work, shoot efficiently, and they'd be like, no, this is a problem. Like, nah, I know who the problem is over there.
It's very interesting.
Yeah.
But speaking of other moves, you saw that the Lakers moved on from Darvin Ham.
The Darvin Ham gang, they fired everybody. They put out that we fired the staff, not just Darvin Ham, everybody. I'm damn, folks.
And so there's been a lot of chatter of, who the Lakers should go after next. And, Ty Lue's name was thrown in there. And after they lost, Ty Lue spoke to, I'm in a great position. I know what I want to be. Mike Wilbon, who was just a guest, he had a great, I think he said something that people need to understand in terms of Tyronn Lue. He said you got a way more richer, a wealthier owner with the Clippers who was very excited to see his team win. And he has to beat the L.A. perception that it's just a Lakers town. And so there's no way he's going to let Tyronn Lue go. Yeah. So now you're seeing Jay Kidd's name thrown in there. But the Mavericks put into that quickly by giving him an extension as of Monday afternoon. And so that's not happening. But it's a thing to be a player for the Lakers, right? R.I.P. my man Darius Morris, who just tragically passed last week. I know he played for the Lakers. But I'm speaking to playing for the Lakers is different. Like it's a different animal being in that market. And I feel like it's the same for a coach as well. So you got to all those things factor into like who you want your coach to be. And so, what type of coach do you think would best fit the current Lakers and the future Lakers? Because how many more years do you have with LeBron? Do you have a coach just for him now? Do you have one going forward? Like, what's your thought? A hybrid? You want a player coach? Do you want a big
coach? I'm randomly a Budenholzer fan. I'm not gonna lie. And I think Budenholzer, former Hooper. You know what I mean? I think obviously he went to several different teams and won at a high level, like multiple 6C win. Teams, won a chip. Mm-hmm. And all that, but I think his X's and O's are really good. But I think Budenholzer has a way of communicating with people, and to deal with Brian, you have to really be able to deal with Brian. Not so much manage, but you just got to be a confident individual.
Right.
You know what I mean? And Brian has to be able to trust you. And I think there's certain coaches where you're like, nah, you don't play with this man's ATOs, or you don't play with this, or you don't play with that. But I think at this latter part of Brian's career or whatever's going on, I think you need a great mind and a great offensive mind to really tailor make a system for Brian where he doesn't really have to carry the load or the torch, or get equal opportunity like playmaking. They still have I don't know if D. Russ is going to come back, but you still got Austin Reeves, you still got a couple playmakers where you can make happen with, and then also too you sit there and you look at the lob game with AD and stuff. So I feel as though Budenholzer has enough IQ to really set up a system that really be efficient for Brian and really, be able to help him carry the load. Because a lot of stuff that occurred with the Lakers seemed like just off the court stuff, or sometimes it seemed like they just weren't practicing, dog. Like, you understand what I'm saying? Like, and when you do that, you just need a system to do so. And bring in the right type of people. I think one thing that occurs is Brian needs shooters. And I think that, Budenholzer's had a system. His last great player was Giannis.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? And he was, and they were able to. They made Giannis. Budenholzer made the conversation of Giannis being a point guard still occur.
It's true.
And Giannis can't dribble, pass, or nothing for shit. So if he can do that with Giannis, if he could do that with Budenholzer, could do that with Giannis. What do you think he'd do with Brown? I'm just saying, like, realistically, bro, you be sitting there like, come on, my nigga, like, that was not a no look. You pass it, dead at him, and you look that way. Like, I'm tired of looking at this shit, okay? It's a travel.
Point. Forward.
Budenholzer, I didn't know. I wonder if his name's actually there. I mean, that would be interesting. That'd be interesting.
Yeah, I mean, you just need a really good coach these, like, last couple years. Unless, I mean, I want to be mad with you. You need somebody to be able to control that locker room and keep it real. And, like, when you sit in there, you don't need like a dick. You just need somebody that's stern. And I feel as though like shit. You can even throw JJ in there in that sense.
Yeah, but he's never been a coach. I have no idea, so I don't have an opinion either way. I know he's a great basketball mind. I think he does such a great job what he does, and he's making good money now. I don't know why he would go to the headache. That's what I'm confused on.
Yeah, but when we spoke that one day to him, he was just like, "Why wouldn't I?"
Yeah, I know. I remember. Yeah,
because you were talking about all the cons, and he didn't see no cons. He was literally like, "No, and that's part of the battle going to that dark side. Like he ready for it, G. He literally like, "What you mean? No, I don't see that. No, he only see opportunity and shit. I mean, anytime you sign up for that Charlotte job, you want to do any motherfucking thing. So
that is a bar.
That's the truth, man. It's like fucking man. You might as well go to Detroit next. when OKC start rebuilding, have them call you. Like, you know what I mean? They put a team in Arkansas, you go there as well, man.
Nah, I ain't doing that.
What, the Fayetteville Falcons?
I don't even know how college coaches live in some of them places. They just got states.
You buy the zip code, don't you? That's basically what every college coach do. Like, man, we'll get you a big ass mansion. You come live here.
True story.
Point. Forward.
So, Dre, looking at the past, look at the current NBA playoffs. You got some teams in the playoffs right now. Obviously, the Cavaliers. You have the Thunder, the Pacers that used to have like crazy superstars that would make a crazy impact. Mm-hmm. So when you speak of the Pacers, Paul George was a former player that played there. That's where the PG-13 started. There was nothing exciting during that time, but it carried over. You look at the Cavaliers, they're going into a second-round matchup with the Celtics, correct?
Mm-hmm.
You would say that, shoot, in order to be a championship contender team, they probably missing a strong three-man in the likes of what would be a LeBron James. Or even if you want to throw Kyrie Irving over there, but not really. And then you do last but not least, even Kevin Durant. Imagine what the Thunder would look like if he was playing the 3 or the 4. Right?
That's interesting.
Who do you think will have the best odds to? Do you think any of those teams would be a for sure championship team this year? And then who will have the best odds? And I want to throw in a wild card since we had them for our 100th episode. Would Carmelo be decent with either the Knicks or the Nuggets? And I'm talking about like Nuggets right now. Shout out to my nigga Justin Holiday, but Justin Holiday getting some minutes, Melo could play. Okay, that's all I'm saying. So shout out my nigga Justin Holiday.
Well, the Nuggets. Wow, Nuggets would be really, really unstoppable. Because I mean, people know how good Melo was. I don't think we have to explain it. I think it's just they don't like acknowledging greatness when they see it with how it looks and how it carries itself with such confidence. So let's put it right there. And then I will say, without these stars leaving, the teams wouldn't be who they are as well. So there's a caveat. But in saying that, KD would be amazing with OKC.
He would. Yeah, he would.
Be really good with OKC, man. Like that ball pops, it moves, but it gets to where it's supposed to go. Like Shea doesn't go straight into his, he doesn't go straight into his ISOs. The balls pop.
Yeah.
And if we don't have anything, he gets.
Yeah. And KD likes playing basketball the right way for real. So when it's coming down to like that flow of the game and everything, he would be able to fit in easy.
Yeah, he would fit. And they would set up, life would be easy for him there too. Like he could just get straight to it. He'd be very, very efficient in that system. I feel like PG would be really good with the Pacers. You got a pass first point guard. You got a big that can pop and shoot it. You know, you got a lot of energy with them young guys. You know, Pacers would be scary. Like the Pacers would be scary.
Yeah, but I think their kryptonite would always be what it is. Like either Halliburton would have to mature into like the go-to game ender, which he's had some moments, or PG is just going to.
He put Pat Bev on this. He put Pat Bev.
Oh no, you're absolutely right. But I'm just saying at that high level, like no disrespect to no. Come on, that's a Halliburton matchup might be cakewalk to certain people. G, like you know what I mean? Like coming down the stretch, like that's not in no disrespectful sense. But then I'm just saying because that's the only best option because PG has a history of not showing up. Which is an understatement. Just the other day, and I never met a human that will let a media rumor drive his like energy or personality. Like somebody was like, I heard he going to Philly, and that nigga was like, you know what? I'm going to Philly, G. Like I could bet any guarantee. He was like, you know what? I started looking at real estate in Philly. Do you know how soft that team gonna be if him and Embiid go together? It'll probably be one of the most disappointing, like just unbelievable, talented. It'll probably be the most skilled duo ever since Kobe and Shaq. That's an understatement. And then it probably be Embiid to be hurt and PG gonna be Paul though. I don't mean like saying that. And that's the truth, shit.
I mean, but in what you're saying, I'm basing off what you said. That would be a tough scenario in Philadelphia, just based on how the noise, you know, seeps through the culture of the sports franchises.
And do you know how tough you got to be to play? So tell me one more thing. Before people go there, you have to be very tough to play there. So you tell me, anybody getting traded there, would it be, like, could they handle it? If you know what I know.
We live in a different world, like on social media, how it affects people. And like, because I feel like we went through that before social media. Like every day it was something different with some level of hate. And so you got to just accept it. And I was very comfortable in my skin. I think that's what helped me just get through it. Was I really didn't care what people thought of me. Like black kids made fun of me for being smart. White kids made fun of me for hanging with the hood black kids. So I've seen it my whole life. So I really didn't care what people thought about me. And if you don't have that understanding or that's, you know, you don't see yourself in a certain way to be comfortable with yourself, yeah, that ain't the place.
No, just shit. You just don't know how bad or how unreasonable they are, G. Like sometimes, like, bro, there's no way people act like this. There's no way a whole city, like a man with his family, comes to the game and be like, hold on, baby, let me act a fucking fool. Like, you know what I mean? Like, there's no way, bro. And that's the case. That's truly the case. Sometimes, like, bro, I ain't had shit to do with this, bro. Like, there'll be Philly fans. At one point, Donovan McNabb was just getting called out for no reason for years.
Best player in franchise history.
Playing with broken ribs. Every game, he fucking up his afro looking crazy because he wearing a helmet. Like, you know what I mean? Like, the sacrifices he made.
I got a question for you.
What it is.
What's a scenario? Well, we've been hearing a lot of talk of KD because people just like talking about KD. I think it's a gift and a curse. I mean, I think we just enjoy the way he plays the game of basketball, how good he is, but more likely to happen, him going back, because we're talking about their current stars going back to their former teams. You think it's more likely KD goes back to OKC or to the Warriors? I think it'll work if he went to the Warriors.
I think it'll work if he went to the Warriors as well, bro. I think it'll work if he went to the Warriors as well. I would love to see him go back to the Warriors.
He should have never left. I wish he would have stayed.
He should never. I mean, what made it bad is like when you.
It's your fault. People like you.
Like me, shit. After I heard what I heard, bro, man, hell yeah, it's my fault, bro. His punk ass should have never went. Just finish off a 3-1 series versus some beige niggas, man. It still don't make no sense. Like, he need to go somewhere where it's like a big dog there. So, like, bro, we not losing. That's it, bro. KD is too goddamn good, G. Like, it's crazy. Like, sometimes you just sit there like, what else do you want? And we come up every year. It's like, yo, he wasn't comfortable with the system. He wasn't comfortable with this and the third. It's like, bro, that shit's starting to get ridiculous, bro. Because
it's amazing what you said. He came off Achilles at 30, and he's 35, 36, averaging 27, 7, and 5. It was crazy.
Yeah. Achilles, like nothing. He played with other superstars since then, so he could have been averaging like 35, 36.
Impressive.
And like shit, man, it's the saddest. I give him. I mean, if his toe wasn't so big, G, you have a championship, G. That week of basketball is the craziest shit ever.
Yeah, that was wild.
So
that was wild.
Point Forward.
Thanks for tuning in to another episode of Point Forward. Don't forget to follow Point Forward on social media and subscribe to the show wherever you listen to your podcasts. We appreciate you listening. See you next week.